Anyway, so I had anxiety in relation, like pretty much immediately to the bolt of energy that I got from the shot, which I've never experienced anything like that in my life. Like, I imagine like drinking a Monster Energy drink would be like what that was, but like times like 20. Like it was just so fast, so like just immediate. And they, do it in your butt cheek to get it kind of in the bloodstream a little bit quicker, I think. So they did that, and I had immediate like reaction to it, like probably panic attack reaction to it, but I don't know. I have reactions to medicine in a lot of ways. I have medicine reactions for things that calm me down, for things that perk me up. So I can't necessarily even call it that. There's a great video that I watched earlier today that was from a psychiatrist that was trying to kind of explain to, I guess, a student or something like that, like how she'd recommend dosing a very anxious person on their medication, getting them started, which I thought was really insightful. It kind of really like made me want to like um looking into psychiatrists more. Like I have one scheduled for May 1st, but like I want to really one quicker. Like I don't really want to do medication, but like when you get to a certain point, dude, and you're like hyperstimulated for like days on end, like I like have no interest in sleeping, although my body's like basically shutting down. Like basically at 7 p.m. my body, I get in the door and my body's like ready to just pass out. Like not like in literal pass out, but like that tired. And that's just like you're always gonna have like moments, no matter how anxious you are, where your body just like literally burns through whatever it can find for its hormones or stress boost or whatever. Like it burns through everything at some point. The problem is like if you're hyperstimulated, you got to get a second wind at some point as well. So you kind of have to keep that in mind. And I think I catch mine around like 11, around 10, 11, around kind of nighttime. Somebody that's smarter than me and like emotionally intelligent would like dig into why I don't just go to sleep around the time that I initially get fatigued. That would be the best time to do it. I'll tell you the reason I don't do it is because I'm scared of going to sleep, and that's just something that exists. Anyway, so after a few days of doing various, thinking about doing tests, not doing tests, then doing tests, after that shot on last Friday, I went to the ER afterwards immediately. They said I was okay. I was really concerned about potassium because some of the stuff I saw online just made me think about it because, I do, like I said, I do run low on potassium. So I was like, does this do anything with this? I don't know. But I said my electrolytes were fine. So I think I may have slept a few days after and been okay, but it was like more shortness of breath moments I was having. Like more times in my chest is feeling like completely locked up. I hyper focus on my left pectoral area. I'm telling you all this to paint the picture, right, of like how I got to this point. So like I just feels like sometimes like I'm like in an actual like I don't know, somebody has like a bear hug on my chest, but it's only on my left side. Which is how costochondritis works, But with that being said, it's very scary to have that happen more. And obviously with how much we scan our bodies, we have a pretty good idea of like what normal looks like, but the problem is that normal can always adjust to wherever our anxious bodies and minds need it to be at. So I could have been having this. I mean, I've had costochondritis for years, and I didn't go to the ER like outside of the first couple times to kind of be like, oh, what the fuck is this? After that, I was I didn't go to the ER for costochondritis, so I mentally dealt with it. I went to the chiropractor and I continued my life and all that shit. But because of where I'm at now, hyperstimulation, it affects the mind too. I don't have the capacity to just like rule out like this is just something that's very minor. And chest pain, like it's hard to like divulge where that chest pain is at. Like it's just hard to be like, okay, this is surface level. Like this is just like I'm getting like little bites on my chest or whatever. Because I've had that where it's like just feels like little like bites on my chest, like an ant just biting my chest, but like very insignificant. I've had tingles. I've had like spasms in the pectoral area. Back when I had more muscle and wasn't burned off by stress. I've had it to where I felt like it was like under the breast, like on the outside, like it was under that. I've had to where it felt like it was deeper in my chest. I've had to where it felt like it was in the back of my chest, or I guess the front of my back, so I've had it every way. God, I'm so tired right now. Fuck, I'm so fucking tired. Fuck. I at least want to record this. We got storms the rest of this weekend, so I got to get this recorded because I got to be hyper aware tomorrow, just in case. Let me just get to the panic attack on Wednesday, because I think it's a good stopping point. So that would have been Tuesday. I went to a cardiologist. Walk-in. It's amazing, honestly. A walk-in chest pain clinic. So like you don't have to go to the ER, and it's a $50 copay, which is a lot better than $300 copay, which is what I have with my health insurance for the ER. So I went in. They did all the same shit you could probably get done at an ER. Like they did an echocardiogram, like they did EKGs. They did all the normal shit you would expect them to do. You just got to work within their time frame. I mean, but other than that, dude, was incredible. If they had that for my head pain, I think I'd legitimately be like 100 times better right now. Like if I could have just went to get my head pain checked out and a lot of my head pain related symptoms checked out in like January or so when that shit started happening, I would have been like 1,000 times better. I legitimately believe it. The problem for me is that like I didn't have any acceptance for anything outside of the heart stuff because I got the heart stuff rolled out pretty early. And this just journey, but like that stuff, the other stuff never got rolled out by any professional. It was just like, yeah, your blood work is fine, and these they'll do like the physical tests, like to see like, can you like follow a finger or whatever, which has efficacy. And if you're going to a doctor and like you're getting multiple doctors say like I don't think you have like not mental but like head problems, like your brain as an issue. You can take that, I guess, if you want to. I chose that. I guess that's not my bar. Like you understand where your bar is at for acceptance. That wasn't my bar back then. It definitely isn't my bar now. But just following your finger like does not do enough to satiate my like health anxiety urge, which is a problem in itself. But again, when my urge was a lot lower in January, when I was first getting onto this whole journey, would have been nice to have it then, right? Only I could think I probably should just push harder for a cardiologist, but I didn't really know what to do. My doctor's a fuck. So my past doctor and my current doctor is good, but that's now catching up now to shit they should have been caught up to like 3-4 months ago, but whatever. So they ruled me out, said, okay, you're good heart-wise. So I was like, okay, sinus arrhythmia, I'm just going to give up on that. So for the most part, like I've avoided caring about that title whenever I do a quality ECG. I've kind of gotten desensitized to that. Sometimes the QTC readings, if they come with the same time as things that I think are concerning, like basically any kind of normal, I don't know how to say this without saying it, but like symptoms of things that we all think we get with chest stuff. So if I see that and I see the QTC reading, but you got to keep in mind, if you go on this quality app, which you should not, the way they calculate QTC is, as I understand, completely incorrect, and they've had people manually calculate it, like their manual technicians calculate the AI that does a QTC reading and like legit just like stomp over them and give an actual like more reasonable reading. So while you shouldn't use quality, just keep in mind that more than anything, like their QTC reading can just be completely fucking like dog terrible. But I started having more of those like kind of lower QTC readings, which I of course took it to mean like my heart was changing, not like, as I already mentioned, like the algorithm for Bobby the bot that's on that app is just like shitty. I didn't take that to mean that at all, even though I probably should have off the gate. So but it felt really encouraging to get a echocardiogram or whatever. Like for me at this problem, my problem is just, I accepted like my heart is not the issue, but like the electrolytes or whatever like that controls the heart is what I think now is the issue. I'm getting like more lucid, so like my filter for making sure I don't say triggering shit is like going down. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's going very down. So that was on Tuesday. Now I get to the Wednesday, which is gonna be the end of part one of this, because whoa, it's 21 minutes in. I'm tired as fuck. So I went to work. I've been trying to go back to work as much as possible, like during this time, because I got to pay off like medical bills and shit like that. I'm like 2,900 in the hole just pretty much this year for medical stuff, and that's with insurance. Like that's The ERs add up, obviously. I mean, like if you're doing 13, 14, and I do like usually $100 up to $300 at the time. So I'm not even paying the full amount of those ER visits at that time. So that's that, and that's plus the urgent care visits. That's $2,900 in the first 3 months. So I don't make enough to just eat $2,900 to the dome. Let me just tell you that. So it's been a rough go of it. Sometimes I want to take a mental health day, and I'm just like, I gotta work. Like I can't not work. And then my job is like understaffed now because like 2, 3. I would say leave, but we had 2 or 3 people leave like the last handful of months that like left for different reasons. So we went from like probably like more than properly staffed for like the job than to like skeletal unit. Like I do support this job. It's an IT job, and we really got 3 people who do like support actively. We got a 4th guy, but he doesn't like really give a shit to like check. He does like I think probably like a fourth what everybody else does for support. And there's some people that kind of pitch in whenever like it's really bad, but by and large, like 3 people that really are doing this job that like requires, I'd say probably like 4 really intensive people. Like 4 really good people would make that job pretty much enough, and then 5, which we had 5 at one point, like cakewalk basically. Anyway, I'll be back. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I'll be back.